naming Diyos. Maraming salamat po sa buhay at lakas na aming taglay, sa liwanag ng kaisipan at sa pagkakataong maipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. Gabayan po ang bawat isa sa amin. Anuman ang bahagi na aming gagampanan, naway maging maayos at matagumpay ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral na aming gagawin sa araw na ito. Patawarin mo po kami sa aming mga pagkulang at pagkakasala. At sa aming paggawa, ikaw po ang aming makasama. Amen.
Good morning and welcome to our Earth Science class. How are you today? I hope you are safe and healthy today. Just sit back and relax for the time travel today. Let us go back and explore the Earth history through geologic time. The most essential learning competencies that you have to develop today is to describe the history of the Earth through geologic time. Today's learning objectives are the following. Understand the geologic terms clearly. Understand how Earth evolved in the past. Provide examples of Earth's living things or organisms. Provide description of these living things or organisms. Explain the various changes that occurred on Earth. Explain the factors for the existence and extinction of some living things on Earth. Analyze the figures on your screen. Which of the following shows the oldest time of fossilized living thing? A. Layer A. B. Layer B. C. Layer C. Post your answer on the comment box. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. Stop. The correct answer is C. Layer C. Analyze the inverted triangle of family generations. Suppose all of them are still living today. Which of the following generations lives the longest in time? A. Great-grandparents. B. Grandparents. C. Parents. D. Children. E. Grandchildren. Post your answer on the comment box. You have 5 seconds to answer this question. Stop. The correct answer is A. Great-grandparents. Now, let us analyze the inverted triangle of geologic time. Which of the following is the longest time in the history of the Earth? A. Aeon. B. Era. C. Period. D. Epoch. E. Age. Please post your answer on the comment box. You have 5 seconds to answer this question. Stop. The correct answer is letter A, Eon. In family generation, do you have still great-grandparents, grandparents, and parents? Or are you the children or the grandchildren? Yes. The longest time of family generation is our great-grandparents, if they are still living today. The counterpart of great-grandparents in the geologic time scale is the Eon. Eon is the longest geologic time. In geologic time scale, do you belong? In what Aeon? In what era? In what period? In what age? Okay. Let us find in the preceding discussion. In geologic time scale, geologic eon is divided into 4 eons, namely Hadean eon, Archean eon, Proterozoic eon, and Phanerozoic eon. Eon consists of smaller units called era. Next to eon is the era. Era is the unit of geologic time that includes two or more periods. Example, Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, and Cenozoic era. Next to era is period. Period is a unit of geologic time that is longer than epoch but shorter than era. Examples, Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, Tertiary, and Quaternary. Next to period is epoch. Epoch is subdivision of geologic time that is longer than an age but shorter than a period. Examples, Mississippian, Pennsylvania, Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pleistocene, and Holocene. Next to epoch is age. Age is a unit of geologic time that is longer than a year but shorter than epoch. Examples, Stone Age, Iron Age, Meghalayan Age, Dark Age, Technology Age, Computer Age, Digital Age. Now that you know already the geologic time scale from the longest time to the shortest time, let us determine the history of the Earth using the geologic time scale. The unit that we will use in measuring the Earth's past is megaannum or MA. 1 megaannum or MA is equivalent to 1 million years. Are you ready to discover the Earth's past? Okay, your time travel starts now. The Precambrian time. The Precambrian time began about 4,600 megaannum or around 4,600 million years ago. The time when the Earth was formed. There were evidences that life exists before the Precambrian time. This was the time when the continental shields appeared. The Earth fossils were rare. Fossils found were remain marks of dead microorganisms on rocks. This was the time when the stromatolites were the most common organisms. What do you think the reasons why life exists before the Precambrian time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. In the Cambrian period during the Paleozoic era, in 542 megaannum or 542 million years ago, these were the visible things on Earth during this time. Shelled marine organisms were appeared. Trilobites and brachiopods were common organisms on Earth. First vertebrates or organisms with backbones appeared. What do you think the reason why shelled marine organisms were first appeared? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. In the Ordovician period during the Paleozoic era, in 488 megaannum or 488 million years ago, these were the things that happened during this time. Echinoderms appeared. Brachiopods increased. Trilobites declined. Graptolites flourished. Atmosphere reached modern oxygen-rich state. What do you think the reason why the trilobites declined in this time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. In the Silurian period during the Paleozoic era, in 444 megaannum or 444 million years ago, These were the things that show up gradually during this time. Terrestrials, land plants, animal appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why the land plants appeared first than animals? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. In the Devonian period during the Paleozoic era in 416 mega annum or 416 million years ago, these were the things that happened during this time. Age of fishes began, amphibians appeared, giant horsetails, ferns, seed-bearing plants were developed. What do you think the reason why the seed-bearing plants started to develop during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. In the Mississippian epoch during the Carboniferous period under the Paleozoic era in 359 mega annum or 359 million years ago, these were the visible things on Earth during this time. Amphibian flourished. Brachiopods were common in oceans. Forests and swamps covered most land. What do you think the reason why there were amphibians or animals that can live both in water and land during this time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. In Pennsylvanian epoch, during Carboniferous period, under Paleozoic era, in 318 mega annum or 318 million years ago, these were the things that happened this time. Giant cockroaches were common, same with dragonflies. There were deposits of coal on Earth. Reptiles appeared. What do you think the reason why there were abundant of flying insects about during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. In Permian period during Paleozoic era in 299 mega annum or 299 million years ago, these were the events that happened during this time. Pangaea came together forming a large single continent. There was a mass extinction of living organisms this time. Paleozoic era was ended here. What do you think the reason why many living organisms disappeared during this time? Let us answer the question that you can see on your screen. For question number 1, what would be the possible reasons on the mass extinction of organisms in this era? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Stop. Thank you for answering the questions. These are the answers on the previous questions. There were two theories that can explain the massive extinction of most living organisms during the Paleozoic era. One theory was the series of volcanic eruptions that occurred naturally on Earth which bring drastic temperature changes in the atmosphere. Volcanic eruptions may also blacken the sunlight for plants' use for photosynthesis. Without plants, animals will die too. Another theory was the global climate change occurred during those times, not favorable for the living organisms to survive. Scientists believe that the possible reasons on the mass extinctions of organisms were the following. The first reason was volcanic eruptions on Earth's surface. Secondly, the drastic change in temperature due to volcanic eruptions. Thirdly, the change of climate globally that can affect the organisms. Lastly, the imbalance of ecosystem that can no longer sustain or can lower the survival rate of most living organisms on Earth. Now, let us continue our time travel. Next to Paleozoic era was Mesozoic era. Meso means the middle era. In Triassic period during the Mesozoic era in 251 mega-annum or 251 million years ago, these were the things that appeared during this time. Dinosaurs appeared on Earth. Ammonites were common. Cycads and conifers were abundant. The first mammals appeared during this time. What do you think the reason why cycads and conifers were abundant in this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Triassic period was Jurassic period. In the Jurassic period during Mesozoic era, in 200 mega-annum or 200 million years ago, these were the visible things on Earth. Primitive birds were present. Dinosaurs were a dominant life forms, which means plenty of dinosaurs on Earth. Flying reptiles also appeared during this time. What do you think the reason why dinosaurs were plenty during this time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Jurassic period was Cretaceous period. In the Cretaceous period during Mesozoic era, in 146 mega-annum or 146 million years ago, these were the things that happened during this time. The first flowering plants were existed on Earth. The modern birds also appeared on Earth. Mass extinction occurred that marks the end of Mesozoic era. For question number 2, what would be the possible reasons on the mass extinction of organisms in this era? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Stop. Thank you for answering the question. These are the answers on the previous questions. Scientists believe that the possible reasons of mass extinction of living organisms in this era were the following. Climate change that occurred on Earth. Asteroid impacts that brought massive destruction and death. Volcanic eruptions on the Earth's surface. Loss of habitat of many marine organisms as well as land organisms. Now, let us continue our time travel. Next to Mesozoic era was Cenozoic era. In the Paleocene epoch, during Tertiary period in the Cenozoic era, in 65.5 mega-annum or 65.5 million years ago, these were the things that appear on Earth. Age of mammals began. First primates appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why the appearance of first primates on Earth? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Paleocene epoch was Eocene epoch. In the Eocene epoch, during the Tertiary period in the Cenozoic era, in 55.8 mega-annum or 55.8 million years ago, these were the visible animals on Earth during this time. Horses, flying squirrels, bats, whales appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why more mammals appeared during this time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Eocene epoch was Oligocene epoch. In the Oligocene epoch, during the Tertiary period in Cenozoic era, in 33.9 mega-annum or 33.9 million years ago, these were the visible animals on Earth: deer, pig, camel, cat, and dog appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why there were more four-legged animals appeared during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Oligocene epoch was Miocene epoch. In the Miocene epoch, during the Tertiary period in Cenozoic era in 23.0 mega-annum or 23.0 million years ago, these were the visible things on Earth. Grazing herds are abundant, raccoons, and wolves appeared on Earth. What do you think the reasons why grazing herds were abundant on Earth during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Next to Miocene epoch was Pliocene epoch. In Pliocene epoch, during Tertiary period in Cenozoic era, in 5.3 mega-annum or 5.3 million years ago, these were the animals existent during this time. Large carnivores such as bears and lions appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why large carnivores like bears and lions were dominant during this time? You may post your answer on the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Next to Tertiary period was Quaternary period. In the Pleistocene epoch during Quaternary period in Cenozoic era, in 1.8 mega-annum or 1.8 million years ago, these were the things existed on Earth. Woolly mammoths, rhinos, and humans appeared on Earth. What do you think the reason why humans first appeared during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Next to Pleistocene epoch was Holocene epoch. In Holocene epoch, during Quaternary period in Cenozoic era, in 0.0155 mega-annum or 0.0155 million years ago, these were the things that happened on Earth. The last glacial period was ended, and complex human societies had developed. What do you think the reason why human societies had been developed during this time? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. If complex human societies that have been developed throughout the years, did the human society develop uniquely? You may post your answer in the comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Yes, there are various components to build up a human society. These are the answers on the previous questions. Humans need geographic location that has favorable weather and climate. Location that is rich in natural resources. Humans have demographic status such as ethnicity, population, and economy to work together as a team. Humans have their own culture, which includes language, beliefs and practices, religion, and form of government for mutual understanding and good governance. Humans need to be associated with world organizations to maintain peace and unity and sustain economic progress. Look at your screen. What is the geologic time of the Earth at present in terms of the following below? Aeon, era, period, epoch, age. You may post your answers on the comment box. You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Stop. Thank you for answering the question. The geologic time of the Earth is Phanerozoic Aeon, Cenozoic Era, Quaternary Period, Holocene Epoch, and Meghalayan Age. Did you get the correct answers? Very good. Your time travel stops here. You must remember this. Our Earth has a great, rich, and remarkable past. The present of the Earth will become the past in the future. Therefore, the responsibilities rely on you to make the Earth's present and future be as great, rich, and remarkable as the past. Would you accept the challenge? Do you have any questions? If there's no question, I hope you learned something from it. Thank you so much for your listening and participation. I'm Renato Mas Meron, your Earth Science teacher today.